Okay, so today we are going to draw the zones of the ocean. We're going to start this poster project that we're doing, and I thought I would just give you a little tutorial, a little how-to. All right, so first we're going to go just a little bit, like maybe 2 knuckles down on the page. We're going to make ourselves a beach. So we're going to make a beach. We're going to start going down a little into the water that isn't there yet. And then we're going to steeply go straight down the page. We come down to the bottom of the page. We're going to make the bottom of the ocean right across to the very edge of the page. Okay? Then we are going to kind of start to make our zones. So right here in where the tides would come in, we're going to call this the intertidal zone. So we're just going to draw a straight line right up, and we're going to write intertidal. Because this is where the tides would come up and back. And we are going to go straight from where there is no space above. So we have our tides would come up, and that's where the water would stop. We're going to make sort of a squiggly, wavy line all the way across the top. Then here, where the bottom of the ocean begins to really dive down deep, we're going to draw another line straight up, and that is going to be the neritic zone. Neritic zone. And so on this side, on this right side of the neritic zone, we're going to call this the oceanic zone. Right. On the bottom of the line that you have your neritic zone, we're going to draw another straight line straight across. This is the photic zone, and I don't really want to write zone that many times, so we're just going to write photic. Okay. We are going to come back to our bottom of the ocean right at the beach level, kind of where you would, maybe the bottom of your feet would touch, and bring a line out that just mimics the side, mimics the bottom of the ocean. So we're going to go right alongside the bottom of the ocean and draw that straight out to the edge, because this is where all of the detritus falls and is then decomposed. This is where lots of different animals live, and we're going to label that the benthic realm. So we're going to draw a line. Benthic realm. Right. And so we go back to the top and look at what we have. We have the intertidal, the neritic, the oceanic zone, the photic zone. The photic zone ends at about 200 meters. Okay. Then we're going to come down the page just a little bit, and we're going to call this the aphotic zone. And this is not to scale by any means, so please don't judge that. About 4,000 meters, that is where the aphotic zone ends. So let's process for a little bit. We have the photic zone. Photic is light. The light can reach this zone. What is aphotic? No light. It gets dark there. Right. Then we are going to call under the aphotic zone is the abyssal zone. The abyssal zone. Lots of things down there. We are going to make kind of a bracket from the top of the ocean, okay, all the way down to the bottom of the ocean. And we are going to label this the pelagic realm. And it's going to be your job to define those terms, okay? Then after you get this part done, after you get all of your zones labeled, you need to add 15 different organisms to your poster. You need to have at least one organism in each zone. So intertidal, neritic, photic, aphotic, abyssal, benthic realm, and then the pelagic realm encompasses these 3 zones. So you're going to have organisms in there automatically. But you need to have at least 15 organisms on your paper, and that's going to be the research part of this project. So I will raise the camera and we'll get the whole thing in there so that we can get sort of an end capture. there's the top.